Hari Om. Let us start today's discussion about the Bhagavad Gita. Till yesterday, I told you the background of Bhagavad Gita. And the background involved the story of Kauravas and Pandavas, the story of Shri Krishna, and all the events that happened between the Kauravas and Pandavas that led to the war. So you can understand it this way also, that the war was enforced on the Pandavas by Kauravas. And Duryodhan, the elder of the Kauravas, he even made a statement that if they want to be alive, they have to fight. It was the struggle of egos. He wanted to prove that he is the best warrior, he is the most powerful person, and he is the richest king. So it was all about power and desires. So the armies, Kauravas also started gathering support from different kingdoms. Pandavas also started gathering support from different kingdoms. So about 13 million army was there with Kauravas and 5 million army was with Pandavas. But Pandavas had the advantage, that distinct advantage was Shri Krishna. And Shri Krishna was the chariot driver of Arjuna. So the armies came face to face and the war was about to start. Everyone was charged up. And then Arjuna started looking at the people who are in the enemy army. And what he saw? He saw his great grandfather Bhishma, who loved him like a father all his childhood. And he became very emotional. The next person standing to Bhishma was Dronacharya, the guru of Arjuna. When he looked at his guru, he remembered that his guru just loved him even more than his own son, gave him every bit of the knowledge that he had. No discrimination, just unconditional love is what Arjuna received from his guru. And his heart was full of this sadness that what is happening here? These two masters, I am fighting with them. These two so dear to me, and look what I am doing. Am I crazy, man? I have nothing against these people. And then he started looking at the other people there. He said, I have nothing against these people either. They're just serving the army of Kauravas. They are not my enemies. I have nothing against them. And what is making me fight against them? Arjuna was very confident that he is a very strong warrior. There was some other war that he was a part of some time ago, and he defeated all these great warriors. So Arjuna was confident that he will certainly be a very important warrior and he'll certainly defeat them. He had that confidence. So it was not about he fearing his own death, but it was about what he was going to do to these people. And that brought so much of compassion in him. And he started thinking that after this war, the world will not look the same. Many of these people will not be there. Many of these wonderful relationships that are there right now will be destroyed. I will certainly not be able to see my guru. Either he will be dead or I will be dead. There is no third option. Either my great grandfather Bhishma will be alive or I will be alive. There is no third option. Look what it has done to him. We have never faced such a situation in our life when we think of our loved ones. We may encounter death of these people, but we don't have to kill them, or they are not ready to kill us. This is a very, very negative situation for Arjuna. Right now you see all over the world we are facing the threat of coronavirus. It's not that there is no way out. There is way out of that. If you can quarantine yourself safely and don't go out, there is every chance that you will be saved. But look, did Arjuna have a way out? Arjuna had no way out. He was just there with his weapons and his great-grandfather and his guru and all his cousins and all the people. They were there with the weapon. So the death was certain. This is a very, very difficult situation. If you see what he has talked about in the chapter 1, I am discussing all this chapter 1 with you guys. Arjuna started thinking that, look, why I want to kill them? For the kingdom? For the piece of land? Piece of land is not important for me, because it anyway doesn't belong to me and I have no desire for it. You talking about the pleasures in the kingdom? I have no attachment to those pleasures. And this statement of Arjuna, there is a evidence, because he lived in the forest for 12 years just before that. When he was sent into the forest by the condition, when they lost the game of dice, he was there in the forest for 12 years, so he was used to that lifestyle. See, in yoga, 12 years period is very important. It's called tapa, one tapa. Physical body changes in 7 years. So every cell in your body is replaced, say roughly around the period of 7 years. Yoga says you can also change mind. The total period for change of body mind together, like a complete new person, is 12 years. So if you follow one discipline for 12 years, you have mastered that. That's the idea of yoga. So now he was there in the forest for 12 years. So he certainly mastered the art of living in the forest, that is with minimum needs, without any pleasures of life. So he said, I have no attachment with this kingdom. And look at what cost I am getting this kingdom back. The blood of my own people. The cousins, they are my cousins. They were not very nice to me, to my brothers, to my wife. But look, they made a mistake. We all make mistakes. The big heart, you should forgive. And he thought that he has a big heart. And he thought that it's not worth, the whole kingdom is not worth the blood of all of these people. And he said, if I win the war or if I get my kingdom back, the people that I want to tell are the people who are going to be dead if I win. And I don't want that. Then he talked about soldiers. He said, this is my personal relations with these people. But look at the soldiers. They have nothing against me. There are soldiers on my side who are supporting me, and there are soldiers who are on the other side. They are just employed by that kingdom. They are serving their kingdom. They have no role to play in my wife's humiliation. They have no role to play in the plots that Kauravas did to kill us. And I am going to kill them. What will happen at the end of this war? At the end of the war, there will be few million people who will be dead. Few million people who will die. And who are these people? They are young, strong people who take responsibility of their family, their elderly parents or relatives, their little kids. So these people, if they are dead, their families, their kids, their wife, their parents, their uncles, the older people, they are left without support. Arjuna is telling Shri Krishna in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. This is all first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Look at the vision of Arjuna. He is able to understand the situation from a very broad perspective. He first starts with his own feeling with Bhishma, his father figure, his guru, and then he expands it to every soldier, and then it goes to society. He said few million people, young people, strong people, who are good people because they are ready to die for their commitment. Look what he is talking about soldiers. He respects soldiers to the highest. Soldier is the one who can die for his beliefs, who can die for his values. Any person who is ready to give up his life for his values is a good person. So he says this world will be without all these good men. And he says it will destroy the society, the balance of the society. It will make society with no strong laws, like the law and order will go down in the society, and the weaker sections will be abused by powerful because there is no support of these good soldiers to these weaker sections, such as women, such as kids, such as elderly people. And he says this war will lead to an abuse against this. And saying all of these things, he feels guilty. Look at the state of Arjuna. He is full of compassion. He is full of sadness. He is full of non-attachment. He has this purity in his mind. And he has this vision of what's going to happen after this. He is feeling that sadness and sense of responsibility to the women and these kids of the soldiers who are going to be dead. And then what he says to Shri Krishna is very important. He says that I am not interested in this kingdom anymore, because the cost that we are paying, or we will be paying, is too big. I am not ready to take any responsibility of such a bad karma, a sin. So he says, anyway, I know how to live in the forest, and anyway I know how to meditate, because I have done it for 12 years. And I have you as my best friend and guru. Who else I need? And if I don't go to the forest, I don't even mind getting killed right now by these cousins of mine. At least they will be happy and war will be over. Just one death of me, war will be over. So Arjuna says, I am not able to think. These are all the thoughts that are in my mind. My heart is full of pain and suffering. I am very sad. My mind is going crazy. My mouth is all dry. I cannot think. My body has lost all the energy. I am trembling. In all this difficult situation, I think I am completely lost. So, hey Shri Krishna, my dear friend and my guru, please tell me what should I do. Tell me whatever I am thinking, is it the right way or is it the wrong way? Help me get over the suffering that I am going through, because I don't know any other way but to take your guidance and your advice. You are my guru, you are my friend, you are my cousin, you are my beloved. So please help me. This is the end of chapter 1. So now this is the background of the whole Bhagavad Gita in the first chapter. So what Shri Krishna has done in this entire 17 chapters, remaining 17 chapters, is he has helped Arjuna come out of his negative state of mind. So you can call Bhagavad Gita a psychotherapy. You can call Bhagavad Gita a technique of getting rid of negativity and suffering and stress and anxiety and anger and depression. Because look at Arjuna's mind. He was stressed for sure, he had anxiety for sure, but he was also having anger because he was forced into these situations. He also had extreme sadness and depression in his heart. So all the negative things that you can think of, Arjuna had that. And what Krishna told him is a way to come out of that. And that's why Bhagavad Gita is such a unique text that applies to any situation which creates negative state of mind. So it's just not about solving Arjuna's questions. Krishna has gave a big framework to solve all the negative problems. All the problems that we have in our life, all the negative states of mind that we experience in our life, all the negative emotions that we face in our life, all the questions that confuse us in our life. All our problems with relationships, all our problems with society, all our problems with ethics and morality, all our problems with our health, all our problems with death, all our problems with the question of the universe, question about the universe is the subject of Bhagavad Gita. And I am going to stop here today. So we are up to date with the background of Bhagavad Gita. So now from tomorrow I will start speaking on different concepts mentioned in Bhagavad Gita chapters, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 6 and so on. So Hari Om.